I am Rich.
And I'm X.
And we are two guys talking games.
Yeah, welcome to episode 2.
Two. It's 1 plus 1.
Well,
Gives us a second episode. It's pretty obvious, huh?
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious. All right. Well, we're gonna get a lot done this podcast. I have some stuff I want to share with you, X. First of all, what have you been playing this week?
Of course, I've been doing GTA.
GTA.
I've been hitting GTA hard. I've done more missions. While at work, and when I get a chance, I've been doing mercenaries, of course, the Killzone mercenaries. But when I'm home, it's all GTA, man. Now.
Yeah.
I've been good, and I haven't stepped foot into that strip club. I haven't. I really haven't. I've tried. I ran out. I ran out of money, so I kind of couldn't go back.
So that's why you haven't gone back to the strip club. You ain't got no money.
I ain't got no more money. I made it rain one too many times, and now I'm broke. I gotta go.
So as soon as you get some cash,
go right back in.
Go back there,
I'm gonna go kick them doors open.
I haven't been back in that since the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
I did play a little bit GTA. I did a lot of exploring, man. I haven't done any more missions than when we talked last week. I've just been going to these far out as I can go into these farm areas.
Yeah.
And every time I go into an area, like I'll walk like I guess I'm on someone's property, and like all of a sudden all the characters on the map they turn red and they start shooting me.
So basically they turn Yoko. Like, Dari B! Get out my property!
Start chasing me. So what I do is I always run up into the mountains. And as soon as you do that, it's like they give up looking for you or something. I don't know.
It's like,
but then a cougar kills me.
Yeah, well,
So I can't.
So good, they got cougars.
But I will say this. I've been playing some Halo 4.
Yeah.
The new maps. Let me just share some stuff with you here. New DLC is called the Bullseye Map Pack.
Yeah. Oh.
It 2 new maps, Vertigo, and a remake of the Pit from Halo 3, which has been renamed Pitfall.
Oh, and I'm a fan of the Pit. Damn.
Great map. But it also has a new game mode called Ricochet, which is a competitive griffball game type.
Oh.
And they also give you a new armor type.
Oh, okay.
In a DLC. So, $5.99, which is well worth it.
That's not bad.
And no, I spent some time in the maps. The only thing is there aren't too many people that downloaded the DLC, I don't think, because when you compare the people are playing like Big Team Battle.
Yeah.
You're talking 8,000-10,000 people. Then you look into the new DLC and it's like 100, 200 people.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it'll catch on as people will purchase it as time goes on.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I'm hitting up GTA. I'm waiting for Tuesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As soon as GTA online, that's gonna be really interesting. I can't wait for that.
That's right, really October 1st.
So.
I actually, I'm interested to see how that plays out too, because that looks like they got some good stuff planned for that.
Yeah.
How about did you get a chance to play the Diablo 3 demo?
No.
No, huh?
Not at all. Now I know it got good reviews, and
yeah.
I know you played it and you were all about it, but time between work, home, the kids, and GTA, because you got to make a little room for GTA.
You do, man. You do. It's the game right now.
I didn't get a chance, and that might be for me lull time, maybe. How next summer, every summer, there's always a lull in games.
Oh yeah.
Between GTA 5, Xbox One coming out, because I pre-ordered that one, and then I'm gonna wait like I did last time and pick up the PS4 later on, like I did for the PS3. Between playing those games, all the games that are going to be coming out in the spring, like
Oh, you're talking about Dark Souls 2.
Dark Souls 2, yes.
That's the big one right there that I'm waiting for.
Yes. So
that is and that's like crack.
Yeah, and they're saying
Dark
springtime
Souls.
of next year, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends on how much time I get sucked into that. And maybe next summertime lull, I might be able to pick it up. But right now, GTA, man. GTA and waiting for Xbox One.
I'm afraid of Dark Souls 2, man. I really, I'm just afraid of, man, when we played the first one, wow, talk about an addiction to having to, do one more boss. But there's something else I want to mention, too. There's a game coming out called Beyond Two Souls on October 8th. It's a PS3 exclusive. I've had my eye on the game for a while now. It looks like it's going to be another one of those great exclusives. You might have remembered me mentioning this. It stars Ellen Page from Juno.
Yes.
Yeah, and Willem Dafoe. I want to see how that turns out. I wouldn't want to get brinked on this one, so I'm going to keep my eyes on Metacritic.
Yeah, and
check out the reviews.
Let's also look at the other review sites.
Yeah.
And see what they do and compare every single one of them, because don't just stick with one review site, people. Really do not, because you're basically
at least pick like 3 to 5.
Yeah.
Who do you think is in your opinion is reputable? I do like OXM, but of course they wouldn't be reviewing this because it's a PlayStation 3 game. I mean, do you like GameSpot? Yeah, GameSpot. I mean, I don't think they're as up and down as IGN, but I have read the reviews for years. For some reason, they banned me from their forums. Back in the day when I first got a PS3, I asked a question that was a legitimate question, and they said that I was banned for trolling, and I didn't even know what that meant back then. I really, to this day, I don't know why. I guess they thought I was being a wise guy by what I asked. I don't even remember what I asked, but it was a basic question that I think they assumed everyone should know, and they banned me for trolling.
Yeah,
so I was never able to get. So GameSpot's kind of on my crap list because of that, but I still read the reviews. And then I don't know really who else. Game Informer's pretty good, right?
Game Informer's all right, but it's up there. It's up there with IGN. And I hate to say it, but it just feels like it a lot of times. Somebody's got their hand in their pockets. They really do.
Yeah.
They really do. And so you have to pretty much go. And I tend to try to see the lower review sites, the not well known sites, because if they're not well known, then they might be given an honest opinion.
Oh. That's the first time I thought about it that way from you mentioning that, because whenever I read a review, I glance at one from a site that I'm not familiar with. Of course, the first thing I think of is, well, who are these guys? They're not reputable. But I hope you guys don't think that about our podcast, by the way. But anyway, that's a good point, because if you think about it, if they're not that known, they probably can give a more honest opinion.
Yeah, I mean, on the game. That's how I feel about it. I mean, if they're not sitting there, twiddling their thumbs because Sony's got or Microsoft's got or Nintendo's got their hands in their pockets, you know what I mean? I mean, it's just.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That could definitely be.
They would give a more straight up opinion. I'd feel.
Yeah. And you're probably right about that. There is one more thing I want to mention before we get into our topic of the week. It's PAX East is coming up April 11th through the 13th of next year, and we should consider going next year with maybe getting Adrian together.
I think he'd be really interested. I mean, I really want to go. I want to see what they have, and I think we could get a really great show out of it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. We could all wear 2 Guys Talking Game shirts and hang out for the day and play some demos of games that aren't out yet. And I mean, it's too early to get the tickets because I looked into it, but I'll just keep you posted.
Yeah, two Guys Talking Games will most likely be there.
Yes, that would be very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, our topic that we were talking about, we are going to. You still there?
Yeah.
You still there? Sorry, man. I went out for a second. Did you not hear me for a minute?
No, I just heard you say, whatever to or whatever, and then that was it.
Okay. Well, what happened was, I don't know if you read on Facebook, but I mentioned I was going to eat a sandwich on the show this week. I didn't, but I'm looking at the plate where the sandwich was on, and it kind of got me sidetracked for a second, and I was just remembering how good it tastes when I ate it. So I kind of lost track. But
you did kind of look a little glossy-eyed there.
Yeah, well, we are recording. I got to remember that. So let me get back into the swing of things here.
Yeah, and I also kind of saw you drinking one of those game fuels there.
Yeah,
I can't believe you still. Oh my God, game fuel.
What listeners don't get is we're recording this on Skype and Audacity, but I mean the podcast is just audio, but. While we're recording, we can see each other.
Yeah.
So I cracked open a Halo 4 Mountain Dew just before the show started, and X is like, "Dude, that's old. a year old, man. What are you doing?" But they don't taste that bad, man. They're not that flat.
Yeah, you're gonna be saying you're not gonna be saying that when you're gonna be in the bathroom later.
I'm gonna be sick, But anyway. So our topic this week is what is, during this console generation, what's the game that we spent the most time on that didn't have any multiplayer attached to it?
Yes. And
you had some time to think about this. Obviously, we talked about this beginning of the week. So in thinking about all the games you played for long periods of time, X, what is your pick?
All right, I pretty much have 4. That were close to each other in range, and like I've said before, I tend to play my games, big games like that, like Fallout 3, Skyrim, Oblivion, those type of games. I tend to explore rather than do the campaigns, like I'm doing right now with GTA 5. Right. And man, the hours the count gets really high. It does. And sometimes you get burned, like I kind of did with Skyrim. I haven't finished Skyrim, and I'm up to close to 200 hours. And I stopped playing Skyrim when you get to the elders up in the mountain. That's where I stopped doing the campaign missions. That was it. After that, I went everywhere, leveled up, did everything, explored all these dungeons, just did the game how I felt it should have been done, played. Yeah. And unfortunately, I got burnt out because right now I don't want to look at Skyrim.
So you didn't finish the main story
for Skyrim?
Portion.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's still there. It's waiting, and that might have to be my next summer lull. The game that I'll go back to and finish. It's just I can't look at it right now. I just really can't. 185, 190 hours, and I'm a little burnt out on that.
Too much Skyrim.
Yeah, man. Too much Skyrim. Oblivion was another huge game, but surprisingly, I didn't do that many hours on. I only did around 140. Oh. But my most favorite though, and it certainly wasn't my longest, was Fallout 3. I literally did. The map was small on Fallout 3. Compared to some of these other ones, the map was small. There was less things to do. I literally did everything in Fallout 3. Every single thing, went everywhere I could. Got all the achievements, did everything. Loved my favorite gun in the world, the dart gun.
The dart gun.
I fucking love
the dart gun. What were those gargoyle things that came running at you that you shot in the leg with the dart gun?
Yeah,
I forget what they're called, but remember that? They just
they just start limping. And
they start crawling at you.
What up now? What up now?
Yeah,
oh,
man.
I just got your arm. You can't hit me now.
Yeah, that was a great gun, which they didn't have in New Vegas.
Then that is why I hate New Vegas. No, New Vegas. I could never understand and get into the whole ammo switching, and no, I couldn't do New Vegas. There's no way.
Yeah.
I tried. No.
They made that more complex for New Vegas with the guns.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that, and it sucks because it wasn't Bethesda who did it. They just overlooked. They oversaw the company that did New Vegas.
Yeah. I think it was Obsidian.
Yeah,
wasn't
Obsidian did it.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan.
Yeah. It didn't grab you the same way.
No. But now, this is the weird part. The game that I've spent the most time on, and I have to say, it's not one of those big, huge, open-ended games. It really isn't. But it's a game that I've played 9 to 10 times. A lot of the times, one right after the other. I couldn't get enough of the storyline. I really could not, and I'm still not burnt out with this game because if all I had was one game to pick from right now, I would have to pick this game, and that would be the original Mass Effect.
A great game.
Original Mass Effect. I couldn't get enough of the story when it first came out. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
All the different story arcs. I mean, I would literally sit there and make my character look all messed up and have a retarded looking face. And so whenever it goes into the cutscenes, I would go into the animations.
And he's talking to some really good looking female character. Yeah. And then they show your character.
And my character's all messed up.
All retarded looking, eyes all huge and
it adds a lot of just.
It does,
man. It really does. And I liked, of course, going after the ladies in the game, like that counselor. Remember the chancellor? What was that lady? I forgot. That alien, that blue lady there.
The blue lady, yeah, sure. Geez, you're picking my brain now, and I can't remember her name.
I mean,
making
her hand hit the wall and slide down when you're tearing it up in her office.
They made a big deal out about that part of the game. How kids shouldn't be seeing this. Of course, movies have all this, and what they didn't add in was you have to play the game for like X amount of hours to even get to that scene and pick the right choices.
Yeah, because if not, she would just deny you and be like, "You got to go."
Right? Yeah, that's right. That's right.
No, it was just really, really, really awesome game. I would love, I would always love making them catfight Williams and Liara.
Oh yeah.
Like, who you choose? No, you got to choose now, and they start all going.
Right. They did that in like 2 or 3 as well, didn't they? With 2 other, like Miranda and
Jack.
Someone else.
It was Jack. Yeah, Jack.
Jack the Tattooed. That's a great trilogy, though, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. Playing that whole trilogy from beginning to end. Like, literally, when I went and I put Mass Effect 2 in and I went to import, I had a good 7 to 8 different files that I could choose from all these different characters that I made and that I played from start to finish, each and every single one. To have all these files to be able to import them, I destroyed Mass Effect 1. I went to every single planet. I went and explored every single corner that I could. I mean, the game was just phenomenal. And the game being 40 to 50 to 60 hours. Yeah. Playing it, 8 to 9 times. It adds up. It adds up, man.
That definitely adds up. That would probably be a record there.
Leaving it at 50 hours each play times 9. I'm looking at 450 hours.
Wow.
And that's just ballparking it, estimating it, lowering the time that it takes to explore everything and do everything. And just it was very phenomenal game. That to me was the game that I spent the most time on, but my most favorite. I would have to give it to Fallout 3.
Yeah, Fallout 3 was a great game as well.
All the DLCs with those rednecks.
Oh, The Pit.
REB.
REB. Oh, you're talking about Point Outlook.
Yes, yes.
Point Lookout, or Lookout Point, or
Point Lookout. Oh
something.
my God.
Something when you're looking at something. But you're right. There was 4 or 5 DLCs or something.
No,
like
it was
that?
3 DLCs, I believe.
Was it 3?
Okay. Zeta, Point Lookout, and the Pit.
Wasn't there Mother Earth, some ship one?
Yeah, that was a Zeta.
Is that what Zeta was? Okay.
Zeta,
yeah, they. You know what they did? I think they had 5 for New Vegas, which you're like, yeah, no. So you're not gonna be playing that anytime soon.
Let me get a goddamn toothpick. You what now? What were you saying? What were you speaking of?
I forget. It was so long
and
ago.
I was so pissed off. I was so looking forward to New Vegas. I even got the Super Extra Special Edition, the one that came with the playing cards. And all that
which
stuff.
I still think looks so cool.
And I still have all that stuff. I just got rid of the game.
Yeah, I think that one of the additions that I thought was, and some of them are kind of cheesy when they come out for games, and some are cool. But
yeah, like,
I remember seeing that, and
like Skyrim's PVC dragon.
PVC material dragon. So if it fails as a dragon, you can melt it down and make pipes for your underneath your sink. Yeah, when they said PVC, I'm like, you know what? I'm good with just the strategy guide, thank you. But no, that was a great. Skyrim was a good game, but even I got burnt out with that because there's always something to do. I don't want to complain because I got my $60 worth.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
I have so far, and I still haven't beat the game.
Yeah, exactly. But Mass Effect is great because I loved the idea that when you started game 2, a lot of the things that happened were based on what you did in game 1.
Yes.
And that just blew. And that was the first of its kind.
Yeah.
That's what just was amazing about the game to me. It's just that.
Yeah, for consoles, yes.
Yeah, so that was a first. Well, I had to think about my choice, and I thought about it more so because something that you mentioned to me the other day.
Yeah.
We were talking about this topic, and you mentioned Rapture.
Yes. Bioshock.
Yep.
1. And man, oh man, I know every time, we talk and you're like, man, I played Bioshock again. I'm like, what?
That's right. That's right. And I was out of my mind about that game when it came out in, I think it was August of 06. It was the year that the PS3 was going to come out. And the big deal was they had Bioshock, Mass Effect, and Halo 3, I believe, that were all only on the Xbox, and that was their Microsoft selling point for their console for that year.
No, that was 07. That must have been 07. But yeah, because Halo 3 came out in 07, and so did Mass Effect.
Okay, then that's what it was then. Then because I remember that commercial where they showed the 3 boxes.
Yeah.
And but anyway, I thought about it, and playing Bioshock, I believe I played it 6 times total, and I added up the time, and even if the game was 20 hours per playthrough, that would have only brought me to about 120 hours.
Yeah. Which
definitely one of my favorite games, but not even a third of the time that I spent on my number 1 pick.
Ooh.
And my number 1 pick goes back to 06, and of course, you probably know it's Oblivion.
Yes, it is Oblivion. Ah, damn.
385 hours. I remember looking at the time of gameplay, which included all the DLC, of course, but I was sad when it was over, but it was probably one of the most addicting games I've ever played. I actually remember starting it over and over again just so I could watch the opening segment where the Oblivion music played.
Yeah.
And they panned out, and then they kind of circled around with the camera around, I guess Tamriel or whatever the place was where the castle was at the beginning of the game that you start off in.
Yeah.
And I was hoping Skyrim captured me in the same way, but it didn't.
It didn't.
It didn't.
What Skyrim did was they made a lot of small little things that you had to do to upgrade. And doing all that and all that time consuming, that's what burned me out. My character, I could kill if I'm sneaking, I could kill a dragon in one shot. You know what I mean? With a bow and arrow, from across the map. It's so ridiculous how I had to level up and and how I had to enchant this to get enchant this, and it's just that burned me out. You know what I mean? I have 185 hours in Skyrim, and I've done everything. My guy has been leveled up so high, and when I go to do the campaign now, I know I'm going to walk through it like nothing. You know?
Because of how powerful you are.
How powerful I am. You know, and it's just that burnt me out doing the whole small little things. It was too much. If it was like Oblivion.
Yeah.
Then, Oblivion, I spent around 140 hours. I never touched the DLC, but I spent around 140 hours, and it was an awesome game. I didn't have to deal with any of that small crap,
I'm also thinking that I'm trying to remember back, and what I vaguely remember is that there weren't as many choices of games to play in 06 than, when Skyrim came out, of course, I remember it came out 11/11/11.
Yeah.
November 11th, 2011. But at the time, I remember I was like, oh, okay, we're going to play Skyrim. I got this, I got that. There were so many. I was like actually getting stressed because there were so many games coming out at once. For some reason, when Oblivion came out, I remember it came out like April of 06 because it was the April after
launch
360 came out. Yeah, and there really wasn't, I don't remember anything around it. So that's all I played for about a year.
Yeah, I pretty much played Oblivion until Gears of War came out, which was fall of 06.
That's right. That's right. I remember that.
Fall of 06 was when Gears came out, and that's when that was it for Oblivion for me. I didn't hit any of the DLC or anything because I was too busy hacking Locust with the chainsaw. And that was it.
This will give you an idea of how addicted I was to Oblivion. I purchased the horse armor.
Oh.
The DLC horse. I didn't care what they released. It didn't matter what they released for DLC. I remember that was a joke online. You're an Oblivion fan if you bought the horse armor DLC. I didn't care. All I knew was Elder Scrolls has new DLC, and I am getting it. And I got the horse armor. I'm like, man, I got me some horse armor.
And now what are you gonna do?
Then I'm like,
oh, okay. Let me get off the horse and go somewhere else.
Right, so I can look at it and then get back on the horse and then get back up. So I, really didn't really do me good. But no, Skyrim was no joke too, though. I spent like about 200 hours on Skyrim, and the difficulty levels to me were too. There was too much of a difference for me, at least, between easy, normal, hard. I was on easy, and no one can even touch me. I would just stand there while people would hit me. I go to normal, it was okay. Then hard was okay. If I got hit once, it's I was almost dead. So that was a little strange. And I like me some big spiders, man.
Yeah.
I love games with big spiders, man. So that was kind of cool too. But other than that, whatever. Oblivion was my pick, and that's that, man. Yeah. Fallout 3 was cool. I played a lot of Fallout 3, and
I just love the whole depressing, atmosphere, and you're in the nation's capital, and you're like, man, what the hell? Do you
remember what I said about that game? The depressing part? How like I was telling you, like I come into work and I'm like, man, I'm depressed, man. Yeah. I'm depressed. You're like, why? I go, I'm playing Fallout 3. I love the game, but I get so depressed while I'm playing it. And you know what? It's job well done from Bethesda.
Yeah. They wanted to put that mood out there, and they succeeded.
They made such a believable environment that I was actually depressed about that. And Matthew Perry from Friends, I think is the show he was on. Is a Chandler from. Well, Matthew Perry, he's a pretty well known actor. He was It's like Rich. Why am you even saying this? Well, anyway, he was on some news thing, some story about him having to go to some kind of a therapy because I guess he's an addict.
Yeah.
Or he's a recovering addict.
He's a recovering addict.
Well, what happened was he had gotten addicted to Fallout 3. And and when I remember reading that, Matthew Perry addicted to Fallout 3. I thought that was the strangest thing, man. I'm like, well, at least it's not, drugs.
Yeah, no. At least he's off the cocaine, and he's
right.
He's on Fallout 3.
It could be worse. Hey. At least it's a game, man. So it's not that bad. But anyway, All right, I'm gonna go into this next segment. I told you about this. I recently finished The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Good game from for the PS3 only. And I got a little review here going on for the game. You might want to get it after what I got to say about it. I don't know if you could find a time to fit this in with the other 100 games coming out in the next 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't able to pick it up because Blacklist.
Yeah.
I was going to be waiting for Blacklist, and I had to clear everything, my backlog until that came out, and then so I could move ahead and just concentrate on that game. I didn't get a chance to. It might be another summertime lull. See, now I got 3 potential summertime lulls for next year.
And the summers that happens too. Like you put all these games on a back burner, and then when summer comes, you have another stack of games to hit, and then it's fall again.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's about a 15-hour game. The vast majority of the reviews were very much in favor of the game, which is great for Sony. Although I did find the game to be good, I didn't find it to be great. I couldn't help but think it's Uncharted with zombies. Not necessarily a bad thing, but the game definitely shines in its story. Felt a lot of different emotions while playing the game, which for a game is pretty cool. I actually wrote down some of the emotions I was feeling when I was playing the game, just to give you a good idea. Despair, hope, disgust, pity, sadness, happiness, you name it. In fact, I thought the story was near perfect. The main characters are Joel and Ellie.
Yeah.
They're the stars of the game. And Joel is this somewhat tough guy in his late 40s who's kind of dealt a bad deck. And during the game, he has this very much shoot first, ask questions later mentality.
Yeah.
Ellie is this lost teenager who had to grow up at an early age, and she's constantly trying to prove her worth to Joel to secure her place with him because she's so afraid of him leaving her. So that's where you get hooked on the game is the story. The loading times, wow. Longest loading times I've ever experienced in any game. I'm talking about, I'm not even exaggerating when I say this. You press start, go make yourself a sandwich, come back, and hopefully the game's ready for you to play. I'm talking, 3-minute loading time.
Damn.
I've never experienced this. But the crazy thing is, that was about 9 out of 10 of the times that I loaded. Maybe once out of every 10 times when you press start, it started immediately.
Yeah.
But the other 9 times,
no,
I didn't get that.
You installed the game and stuff. I mean,
I installed. Yeah, I did what I believe from what I remember. See, I don't play as many PS3 games as I do 360 games. I don't know why. I think I just prefer the Xbox controller because of my hands.
Right.
Sometimes I just feel, we've talked about this, that the PS3 controllers, I'm almost like I'm cramping up because I feel like I'm swallowing them.
Yeah, I tend to feel the same way. I mean, just those thumbsticks. If they were to move the thumbsticks, I would so be playing with that controller so much more. It's just the hands, man. The hands cramp
up. Make the controller bigger.
Yeah.
Just make it bigger. Yeah. I mean, just in general, just the whole size of it. But small little gripe I had. But the controls were pretty much tight as it gets. As tight as it gets. Spot on. Very similar to the Uncharted series, so that's a good thing. Little disappointed with the graphics. As the game progressed, it really didn't matter much. The story pulls you in such a way where you really don't care about the other shortcomings when you're into the story.
Right.
I also had to remind myself that it's really late in the PS3's life cycle, so the graphics for this game weren't going to wow me like Heavy Rain did when it came out.
Right.
So 4 years ago, whatever. Voice acting, sound effects were excellent. And then my last little piece is would I play this game again? And I would say no. Um, in my opinion, some games were not meant to be played multiple times.
No, that's true. That's true.
It was, and it's a good thing for this game. I'm not saying I wouldn't play it again for a bad reason. When the game ended and I watched the credits roll, I just kind of took a deep breath and was satisfied. It gave me a better gaming experience from the beginning to the end than the majority of games that I played.
Right.
Again, a game that was good, but not great.
No.
So
yeah, there's games like that out there. It sucks. It sucks because I know a lot of people are waiting for that game, but it from what you say, it is good. You know, but it's just not. Now what reviewers? What did reviewers give the game?
When I did look at the reviews, I saw scores that were ridiculously high, like high 9s. I even watched, I remember a video review. I can't remember his name. I think his name might be Adam Sessler. Was it on IGN? I don't know. It was somewhere where I watched the review because my nephew, Gio, had said, check this review out. It was before I got the game. I watched a review, and the guy had said it was one of the best games that he's ever played in his life.
Right.
Everything about the game was spot on, perfect. I think he gave it a 10 or 9.8 or something like that, something really high like that. And then other reviews were very similar. So when I got the game, I had really high expectations, like this game is going to blow me away. Well, I'm pretty hard on games. I played it, and I came up with an 8.5.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah, that's
good.
That is good. An 8.5 is not bad.
No, it's not bad. It's not a 10.
It's not a 10, yeah.
GTA is a 10.
Yeah, GTA, yeah.
I mean, there's really not much you could say bad about GTA if you think about it. You know what I'm saying?
But then again, they're two different games, two different types of games, two different genres. So
that's true. That's true. So you can't. It's hard to compare and say, well, GTA is open ended and Uncharted is. Uncharted. See, it's The Last of Us is so similar to. It's the same developer too, Naughty Dog.
Yeah, it's more linear. It's like you have to go here. This is the only.
You're kind of on rails,
Yeah.
Right. It's a lot different in that aspect.
Now, did in these other reviews, did they mention that? Did they mention that this game is on rails? Because they are quick to fall on a game if it's linear, if it's on rails. What was that game? It was I think it was either a Resident Evil game or a Call of Duty game.
It's a Resident Evil game.
It felt like it was on rails and it was shooting here, shooting there. I couldn't explore. Well,
I thought it was Resident Evil 4. I could have sworn that was, because I remember reading a review after I played it, and they said something about it being on rails, and I was like, I didn't even think about that once throughout the game, because as you know, I played Resident Evil 4 13 times, man. That was I bought a Wii. I bought a GameCube just for that game. I got used to the controls just for that game, and then when it came out, it was reissued in HD on the newer consoles. I bought it, on the marketplace for the 360 and played it a bunch more times. I never really thought, oh my gosh, this game's on rails. I love the game so much I didn't give it a second thought. But yes, I do believe some of the reviews did say that.
Okay. But was it one of these reviews that gave it a 10? Because if they fall on some of these other games that it's on the game plays as if it's on rails and blah blah blah, and they'll cut the review score. Did they do it for this game? I don't even know. Did they cut the review score or did they just say it as a passing by? Oh yeah, and by the way, the game feels like it's on rails.
Yeah, because you can't have a few negatives and this game, the bad thing is this, and all of a sudden it's a 9.5 or 10.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's like, well,
come on.
I mean, if
that kind of makes it obvious that somebody's got something in your pocket. You know what I mean? I mean, come on.
Right.
And that's the gripe I have. Call it as you see it. If you see that the game It is good. It's a good game, but the game feels and plays as if it's on rails, and it has all these other little things. Deduct from your rating. Do not bypass that and
Absolutely.
give it a high game, because you're giving false information to people. People then are going to play the game and be like, oh man, this game, damn, it feels really bad. It feels like it's on rails. Like harshly, right. I can't go to the window and look around. I can't go over there because I have to go this way. That's the only way I could go up, is climbing that one ladder. I can't go outside and try to find another way. You know what I mean? Deduct. Don't.
Yeah, absolutely.
That to me is misleading.
I agree with that. Well, it's funny you should say that, because I did think that many times in The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I tried going somewhere and I couldn't go, and I mean, I know it's hard to make a game that has every aspect, perfect, open-ended. And, I hate to keep going back to GTA, but there is a reason why the game made all the money it made, and the reviews are so high. And we are going to. I did put together a quick comparison of Grand Theft Auto 5 and Saints Row 4.
Yeah.
And what I thought about the two, and comparing the two. Grand Theft Auto 5 made $1 billion in 3 days. Saints Row 4 didn't.
Well, come on, man.
GTA 5, the review scores average at 98% over the course of 50 reviews. Saints Row 4 didn't, and that's the end of my comparison.
Well, I mean, I spoke to Adrian, to Chaotic Savage, about because he's a big fan of Saints Row, and he's played all the Saints Rows, and he's played the GTAs, and before,
I think he's playing GTA right now.
Yeah, he is. But before GTA 5 came out, his pick was Saints Row. Not Saints Row 4. I'm talking about Saints Row 3 overall, and Saints Row
series.
2. Yeah, yes. He did like that one overall over GTA. He liked the more comedic side of Saints Row.
Okay.
It wasn't as serious as GTA. GTA, it is more serious than Saints Row. And,
the storyline is usually more serious.
Yeah, it is. Right. But then Saints Row 4 came out, and he's like, yeah, no.
Did he pick it up?
No.
Or did he play like a demo?
Okay. He played demo, and he looked at reviews, saw videos on it, and decided, yeah, no. It got too weird for him, when the whole thing goes in the spaceship and you're a whole other world, and you got these superpowers.
I did see
that.
And
he's like, yeah, no. They veered far from the usual Saints Row that he liked, and that to me looks more of a cross between the old Saints Row and Crackdown. Crackdown with the superpowers,
Crackdown
and all the super weapons, and so. Yeah, no.
Yeah, well, Saints Row was. I mean, I did play 1 and 2, and I thought they were good. By the way, I was completely kidding about the comparison. I mean, Saints Row 4, I might find it to be incredible. I just didn't play it.
Yeah.
So I can't hear you.
No, can you hear me now?
Oh wait, not never mind. Just for a second, no, Saints Row 4. I can't really say. So I don't want any listeners to think I'm that serious. I was actually kind of kidding, and at some point I like to, you know what, now that I think about it, I thought I played Saints Row 3 as well. I could have sworn a coworker of mine let me borrow it, because I remember playing. It wasn't
me. It wasn't me. I've never played any of the Saints Rows.
It might have been Chuck.
Maybe.
It might have been Charles. Yeah, because I thought he loaned it to me, and I liked it. What I played, I liked, but again, nowadays there's so much competition. So many games are fighting for your time.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to have, at any given time you could pick up 5 games and just go nuts.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, a game I have that that I beat once and I have in a back burner that I want to pick up and continue playing and play again.
Yeah.
Dishonored.
Oh, another great
game. Dishonored is a phenomenal game. A phenomenal game. And I've been meaning to go back to it, but where's the time?
When?
I can't.
What are you going to do? I think I played it 3 times, I believe, because I wanted to get certain achievements or whatever in the game. That was a great game. And you know what game I would love for you to finish that blew me away last year, or this year rather, I'm sorry, as one of my game picks. It might even be my pick of the year, I'm not even sure. Hitman Absolution.
Yes, I haven't. I own it. I purchased it when they had that whole sale. I purchased it for like $20, and I've played some of the missions, but I've been trying to do them, and I don't want to move on and finish the game because I want to finish everything that there is on that certain missions, and that's kind of burned me out. I have to play the game different. I just have to go through it and beat the game, and then go back and do those. Because if not, I'm never ever gonna finish the game playing it the way I've been playing it. I know it's a good game. I have to go back in. I have to try it out and see and just play the whole thing and see how it goes. Because I know you played the hell out of it. You have all the achievements for it.
It's probably the first game in I don't know how many years that I've gotten all 1,000 points, achievement points. I mean, I haven't gotten full achievement points on any game. I can't even remember the last game I did that with. I really can't. I just they were all doable. You'd be able to do them, no problem. They were all doable achievements, and I enjoyed doing them all. It's not like I went and went, oh man, I got to get this achievement. I just loved playing the game. It's one of those games where I had a smile every time I was playing it. It was very well done. Best Hitman in the series. And you could play stealthy if you're just going and shoot. I mean, stealthy is the way to go with Hitman. I mean, you really want to go in and not let anyone know you're there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I have to get back on that. I do, but then again, when's the time?
When, man?
Time, man.
When are you gonna do that?
Between working and the kids and the wife and GTA.
I hear you.
It's just,
And then the whole slew of games that are coming out now. That's fall. All the launch titles, and you got Call of Duty Ghosts coming out.
No, I'm not picking that up.
Okay,
I'm not picking that up. But
you're gonna do Battlefield 4.
I am doing Battlefield 4. I'm not doing Battlefield 4 for the 360 though. I'm gonna be picking it up for the Xbox One, so I'm gonna be waiting. I'm not gonna get the 360 one and then export my whatever to the Xbox One.
Yeah, for $10. No. When does it come out?
It'll be coming out, the one for the Xbox One around the time that the Xbox One comes out. But
all right, so it's not.
It's not going to be that. Well, that one's going to be coming out for that time, but the one for the 360, it eludes me. It's going to be coming out soon. It's going to be coming out before the Xbox One comes out. So
I thought it was October.
Yeah, sometime in October, but I'm not. Okay. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until the Xbox One comes out, and I'll be picking it up for that.
I did watch some gameplay. They had a gameplay video on the marketplace for Battlefield 4, and I watched one as well for Call of Duty Ghosts. And let me just say, I watched both of them. And before anyone listening, attacks me, hear what I have to say about the full story on both games here. I wasn't impressed with either one of them, and I'm going to tell you why. They're both great games. They're both going to be great games, you can tell. Because they already have established themselves, both series, Battlefield series and the Call of Duty series, as such a high standard with the multiplayer that I expected what I saw. I expected to watch these videos and be blown away, because anything less would be shocking to me. So I watched both videos, and I'm like, well, of course they look amazing because it's Battlefield, and of course this looks amazing because it's Call of Duty. So and that's why I wasn't surprised, because I already knew that the gameplay was going to blow me away, and pretty much both games are probably going to be great because the series has gotten there,
right.
Both series. So I'm actually looking forward to both. I like me some bots in Call of Duty.
You do.
Yeah, Because I'm a little girl, man. I'm a little female when it comes to multiplayer.
You're a little redheaded female with pink tails.
That was pretty descriptive.
Hey, that's my character in Dark Souls. So.
We got to have a Dark Souls episode.
Yeah, I love Dark Souls.
Man. Remember when it first came out, we played it, we're like, the hell with this? Dropped it for like a year, and then when did we, this past April, I'm like, X, you gotta pick it up. I played it. There's a right way to play it.
Yeah, I was skeptical about picking it back up and having it burn me again, and then, but I'm glad I did, because after I picked it up, man, oh man, I beat that game 4 times straight. I'm in +3 or +4.
New game +3 or 4. Yeah. I think I'm around the same. Yeah.
Just destroyed it. Went in and destroyed the game. Yeah.
Man, awesome and the intimidation of going into certain areas and I'll tell you right now, when the credits rolled on my first gameplay, when I beat, was it Gwyn?
Yeah, Gwyn.
When I beat Gwyn and the credits started to roll, I've never ever felt that satisfaction in any game. When those credits rolled, I wrote something. I don't know if a lot of people probably don't know this, but I have a blog. I've been bodybuilding naturally for years, so I have a nutrition blog. You can go on. It's richbenel.com, and I wrote about Dark Souls on my nutrition blog, because I felt like it was such a life accomplishment, and how it mirrors a lot of stuff in life. How when things get difficult, people throw in the towel instead of strategically finding a way to get through those obstacles. And that's how the game was. It was just if you took a moment if there was an area that I got too angry with, I knew I had to turn the game off and maybe come back to it a little later on. And you even actually remember those times like, Richie, man, you got to do it this way. You got to go in and it's just man.
There's a way to that madness. There really is. And once you find it, man, does the game become your bitch. Because now I walk in there, I'm like, spider?
Yep.
A spider? Get the fuck out
because you begin as you're the game's bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then as like you said, after you finish we determined new game +1. Yeah. When you go on to new game +2, that's when it starts getting where the opening boss is a one-hit kill.
Pretty much.
And it just becomes, I can't say that much easier, but I mean, you know what to do. So like Havel or Havel, whatever his name is. Remember how difficult it was the first time you
Not no more.
Now you go and you're like, you take a bite of your sandwich.
He can't even touch me. I'm like, I'm running circles around him. I'm like, come on, buddy, what are you doing?
Man, so it turned out to be a friggin' amazing, one of the best games of this generation. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, well, I was thinking about this, X. I really want to get some people involved starting our next show in the community. Anyone who's listening, I'm going to post this on our Facebook page. I'm going to, with the obvious help of you, I want to announce what our topic is,
of course,
for the next upcoming week, and I want to invite people to answer the question I'm going to ask. Basically, this is going to be a topic for next week, and this will give you some time, X, to ponder this as well. Okay, you are stranded on an island.
Yeah.
Okay? You can only take one console with you.
Right.
What console would it be? And then you got to tell me you can only take 3 games with you.
Ooh.
Which 3 games would it be? That's all you can take, man. Now, providing, we have other, provisions are all covered, like food, water, but that's the deal. That's going to be next week's topic.
Electricity and internet as well, correct?
Oh yeah, and a huge LCD right in the middle of an island. Yeah, because that's realistic.
Right. Of course.
But and I'm going to put this on our Facebook page as well, facebook.com/2 Guys Talking Games, and anyone listening, feel free to tell us which console you take with you if you're stranded on the island, and what 3 games would you take with you if you can only take 3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's tough. That is really, really tough. Because how the hell can I choose? I have all the
Oh,
consoles. I play
I
all the
know.
consoles.
I know. I'm telling
Oh
you
man.
that's why this is going to be fun to hear what other people have to say as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, it's gonna be
Um,
tough.
so before we wrap this baby up, you got anything else to add? Because I'm looking at my notes and I pretty much covered everything I wanted
Yeah,
to talk to
as
you
did
about.
I. Just want to thank everyone for tuning in to our first podcast and making it such a great success. Um,
Yeah.
Please tune in and just like and share and subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, and that way
Yes.
it'll always come up as
Please.
soon as you hit that YouTube and
Yeah, that'd be really
yeah,
cool. Hey, we got over 100 views.
yeah, which is awesome for our
Over
first
100 listens.
yeah,
Yeah.
podcast episode, which is
Episode.
it's awesome,
I
it's
thought
awesome.
that's pretty cool. I mean, some people are definitely tuning in, which is very
Yeah,
cool. And as time goes on, we'll take any kind of anything anyone has to say, anything, advice or anything.
any questions,
You
anything?
people want to hear, yeah, you want to hear a specific type of podcast or subject, gaming subject. Let us know, man, and we'll do our best to accommodate the listeners.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, we are two guys talking games again, and we will catch you guys next
yeah,
week.
and you guys have a good one. Adios.
Peace.